I think the fondest memories I have of growing up at Guelph are just families that were just always together, whether it be a youth trip or even as adults, just the unity that just came from people doing life together. And I think just family has been just a staple of this church throughout its history. And I'm just excited about that opportunity to continue that and encourage families, new families, to come and be part of that experience, what God's doing here. It's exciting days for Guelph Baptist. Truly believe the best is yet to come, that God has been working and building up this body for this time, and that God's going to do things that are just beyond our imagination right now. A couple of things that really drew me was one, just the idea of unfinished work. When we were here many years ago, my wife and I was called to ministry, was sent out of this church. There's just unfinished work here. There's just so much to do. Ashland is a community that has radically changed even in just the last 5 to 10 years. And just the excitement of being able to be part of what God's doing here already, to be able to reach into this community with folks that are moving in for the first time or folks that have been here for 50 years. But to see this church not only continue to be a gospel witness, but to see it go forth in even broader horizons and even into more areas. That and the combination of just the people, that this church has always had servants, people that are just willing to do whatever it takes for the gospel to go forth. And I think it's one of the most exciting things. And to see so many young families here that are committed to reaching people and to making disciples. I think just the heart for disciple making here is where I'm at. It's been a passion that God has just laid on my heart for just a number of years, and to just pour into these families, and particularly so many of these young men, to help them to raise up their families, to know the Lord, to love the Lord, and to serve the Lord. My goal in coming home is just to help equip this body of believers to go forth with the gospel. It is to help them to find where God has gifted them, to help them discover their passions and desires for the Lord, and how they can use those to advance the gospel, so that the church is not about this building. This is a beautiful facility. So many people have contributed so much to this. But the church is truly the body of believers, and how we can go out of this church. So it's more like Sundays we gather here, we get our marching orders, we kind of get encouraged, maybe we get challenged, but then we take the gospel from here into our neighborhoods, into our places of work, wherever it is God has placed us. I don't believe that any of those places are coincidental. I believe that God has us specifically in the areas where we work, where we live, where we play for this season, to be used to share the gospel. And I think the vision is for this church to impact this community and beyond, both the town of Ashland, the Hanover County, but even beyond that, that we can be a witness, that this church can truly be the church at Antioch that raised up and sent out. And we just want to be faithful to the gospel, faithful to the truth of the good news of Jesus Christ, and just do all we can to make an impact in this community.